regardless of what your life looks like, you're going to come to this crossroads where like something's going to happen. The crap's going to hit the fan in some capacity. Maybe a job ends, a relationship ends. Maybe you don't get the job. Like at some point in life, you're going to have a plan for your life, and there's going to be something that happens that doesn't go according to your plan. And how you respond to that is going to be indicative of how prepared you are to respond to that. If a job ends, it's like, well, the reality is, as a man, like you're called to be able to have fortitude, to be flexible. It's like you can't, like, there's not just one thing that you can do. That's just not true. It's just not true. Maybe there's one thing that you would prefer to do, and there's one thing that you love to do. But when push comes to shove, you could do something else. You could go build retaining walls. You could do something else.
Anything, sure.
Which I've done, and that sucks. But it's like you can do it. It's like, am I the best at doing this? No, but can I do this and provide for myself, and if necessary, provide for my family? Yes. There's something else that you could do. That's just true, specifically in America. Like, that's just absolutely true. But for me, I got to this point where, okay, my agent fired me, my mom found out, and what I should have done is made a pivot and did something else.
Right.
But it's much easier just to continuing to compromise. It's like, if I'm overweight, it's easy to continue living that lifestyle. It's
Definitely
hard to follow a meal plan and start to, implement a health and fitness routine into my life. It's hard to have discipline, but that's why, like, everything that is good is on the other side of obedience and discipline. So for me, I'm at this crossroads. I'm like, well, what am I to do? Like, should I pack up and go home? Should I do something else? Or should I just keep doing this porn thing? And then the porn agent calls. He's like, hey man, I'd love to sign you to a contract. And I was like, sure.
okay.
And honestly,
Yeah.
Ryan, if you'd have asked me 4 or 5 years ago, I probably would have said I didn't have any other choice, because I believe that to be true. And that's the dangerous thing about a lie. If you
Good
believe a
point.
lie to be true, it's true to you.
Yeah, good point. You act as if it's true.
Sure, sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the dangerous thing about a worldview. If you believe that this is what is contingent of reality, then I'm going to appropriate myself into the world based on what I believe.
Now you look at it and at that
Yeah.
point you actually did have a choice.
Sure.
What would have had to have changed, or what circumstances would have had to been different for you to make a different choice, a more productive choice in that moment? Is it being
Yeah.
around people? Is it
Yeah.
more confidence in yourself? Like, what is it that you wish you would have had to make a better decision then?
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about now, like things that I have now. So, like, obviously, like, my faith is something that's important to me, but
Mhm.
what allows me to have checks and balances in my life is that I have relationships with other men that hold me to a certain standard, and I do the same thing for them. So I always tell people they need one person in your life that you can have hot conversations with once a week. So hot being an acronym standing for honest, open, and transparent. So, it's like I need to be able to say, I'm struggling with this, because again, as men, it's like so many people, they try to put on this fake facade when they pretend to be okay when they're not.
Yeah.
And I live my whole life that way. Like, up until I met my wife, I lived my whole life. I had no clue who I was, but I was, I call it a first date mask. Like, every person I met, I don't know who I am, but I'm really good at becoming whoever I believe you want me to be so that you like me or affirm me. And what happens is, someone can't love you well if they don't truly know you. If they know this fictitious version of you, how deep is that relationship? And what happened was, because of my insecurities and because of me always putting on face, no one really knew me. So I would never let anyone know that I'm struggling, because I would need to let someone in. to do that.